Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Clemens, Vice President of Life Markets here at URL. Thanks for joining us this Friday morning, Friday the 13th, on this beautiful July day. Do appreciate everyone being in attendance today. And, for those who come to this meeting pretty frequently, our first Friday meeting, you do recognize we're doing this on the second Friday of the month. Just with the holiday last week, we wanted to bring it back a week. And just it happens to be on Friday the 13th. So I'm very excited about today's topic for life markets, using technology and kind of easier ways to quote and do traditional life insurance applications. So over the next half hour or so, I want to present to you kind of a new way to do this here at URL. We're pretty excited about this new system that you can use. Also give you some information on our consumer quoting tool that you can use with your clients. So if you don't have a website presence or a real strong website presence for life insurance, for traditional term life insurance, this will be a nice option for you. And as always, I really like to provide handouts and information within the webinar today that will help you, that you can take along with you. So before I get into the meat and potatoes of today's presentation, on that toolbar, that bar on usually on the right-hand side of your screen, I have provided 5 handouts for everybody here. And as we go through the presentation, you'll kind of understand what they're for and what you can kind of take those along with. So they're 5 different PDFs. Usually in these, I always provide our How to Write Life with URL. That's really who to call who to call here at URL when you have a life case. If it's final expense, you'll know who to call. If it's traditional term, UL, long-term care, DI, who to call, who your case manager is, all that information. We do have a little summer bonus going on for our traditional term life and universal life business, so that information's included. And then the slides today for our easy life insurance quoting and online application provided a step-by-step slides that you can take along with you. So we usually get the question, can you provide these slides after the presentation? All you have to do is download it from the handout section of this webinar. And for those who listen to the recording of this webinar, if you do want that handout as you're listening, at any other time, just give us a call and we'll provide it for you. And then we have the 2018 Insurance Barometer study that's put out by Life Happens in LIMRA, which is an excellent study to kind of get inside the minds of consumers, what they're thinking and what's going on out there in the marketplace today. And then lastly, we have a social media calendar for you that you can put on your social media platforms, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, for the month of July and August, kind of leading up to Life Insurance Awareness Month in September. So great ways to soft market to your existing client base and your friends, family, and your connections in the social media world. So those are your handouts today. Please definitely download those before the end of the presentation. So let's kind of get into today's topic, some technology. Just understanding how to use technology with consumers and how to better use it to enhance your sales. Today we're going to cover quoting and applying for coverage literally in about 5 minutes with our Applicant system, which is URL's easy life insurance system. And then we're going to touch briefly on our life insurance consumer website that's available through URL that you can certainly utilize. So if you've been on this presentation before, I usually like to either throw out motivational quotes or stats of the day. And today I have a couple different stats here that I think that are very good for today's presentation. So all of these stats and information come from LIMRA's Insurance Barometer study. And this one is, half say they're more likely to purchase life insurance if it's priced without a physical exam. So going into that a little deeper is, clients don't want the hassle of blood, urine, paramed all the time. If the price is right, they rather not deal with the hassle. today's consumer, if they're like me, I love to go on Amazon, couple clicks, I get my things, and it's at my doorstep in 2 days. With a busy life, 3 young kids, and running here and there and everywhere, the less hassle out there. Clients, consumers are used to this type of click technology and getting things done quickly and efficiently. So the more efficient we can be as life insurance producers and agents out there for our clients, they're going to appreciate that. So this stat of the day is again from the Insurance Barometer study, but this is from 2016. Okay, so this is from the 2016 study. And if you take a look at this a little bit, let's take a look. And let me see if I can get my little dashboard here. So my arrows here are clients in different age groupings that will research online and purchase online. So back in 2016, only 2 short years ago, if you take a look at this, 22% total consumers polled would actually go online, get a quote, and apply right there online. A lot are going to research online but buy from their financial advisor or agent, who are you out there, who they trust and want to talk to. But that doesn't mean that those 22% aren't your clients. Those 22%, you can certainly help them online, and even they can apply online with you. So again, the 49% here are probably going to go back to you and give you a call, but these 22% you can still capture who are your clients. And of millennials, it's 19%. So me thinking, in the back end of the Gen X generation here, I'm thinking, the millennials are going to be the ones that are more likely to do this, more so than the boomers or the Gen X. But if you look at the Gen X and the boomers, they're 26% 2 years ago, more than the millennials. They're going to go online, research, and purchase. Pretty interesting. So let's kind of then take a look, fast forward to this year. So if you take a look here, this year in 2018, overall we've seen a 7% growth in just 2 years of people who are likely to research and purchase online. So that's pretty interesting that almost 3 in 10 consumers are willing to do that total. Now millennials, it jumped quite a bit. Now we're up to 28% of millennials. And again, the Gen X and the boomer generation are ahead of the millennials on who are going to research and even purchase online for their life insurance information. So I mentioned earlier that we have a handout for social media marketing, soft social media marketing that you can take today, plug and play, and put in your LinkedIn, put in your Facebook. Okay, so likelihood right here to ask social media connections for agent or advisor recommendations. All folks, 36%. The millennials are the most likely. They're the most socially connected out there in Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn, 54%. So over half millennials are going online as their way of their community and finding out more about an insurance or financial advisor, or probably a plumber or a handyman or whoever it may be. Gen Xers are at 42%, and the boomers are a little bit behind at 19% of likelihood of going to social media and relying on those connections for advice. Now, likelihood to check out an advisor's social media presence and activity. This is pretty interesting. So again, well over half, 57% of millennials are going to check out your social media presence out there and your activity to see what you're doing, to see if it's someone that they want to do business with, to see what kind of posts they're having out there. Gen X, we're at 44%, and boomers at 26%. And then if we look at this bottom table here, use of website and online services. This I find pretty interesting as well. I would not do business with an insurance agent or advisor who has an out-of-date website. Total of all generations, all consumers, 67%. Now, this doesn't change too much. Millennials, if you have an out-of-date website and you're not updating it and kind of staying on the leading edge there, 7 of 10 millennials aren't going to do business with you. Gen X, it's right about the same. Again, about 7 and 10 aren't going to want to do business with you if your website does not look professional and up to date. And even the boomer generation, our seniors out there, 63% are going to look at your website and make a decision if they want to do business with you. So again, pretty interesting statistics on the topic of technology today. So one thing we wanted to look at today is how through our Applicant Easy Life system here at URL, how we can make life, again, easier for you to quote life insurance for your clients and apply for coverage. Again, and these are no signatures needed from your client or e-signatures needed from your client to make these applications go through. Now, currently on our Applicant system, we have these carriers available on them: Banner, Cincinnati Life, John Hancock, North American Company, Pacific Life, Protective, SBLI, and United of Omaha for their term products, their universal life products, and there's a couple for whole life, not final expense whole life, but traditional whole life. And more companies will be added to Applicant as they kind of continue, as we continue to grow that system. We still have our iPipeline system, which many of you are familiar with, where we'll have a couple more companies and more of the traditional e-app systems as well as drop ticket. So those new to URL, kind of getting started with us, where do you start? So again, these slides, again, will be in a handout for you that you can take in the webinar, so you can download it, save it to your computer so you can kind of reference later. I'll kind of slide through these fairly quickly, but you'll go to our website at URL, which is urlinsgroup.com. You'll click on our Aries tab, our Insurance Agent Services tab. So if you are currently appointed with URL, have an email and a password to access our website, you just enter that information. And obviously, if you've done that, you can click Remember Me, so it's just saved in there for you. If you haven't, if you're new to URL and you want to register to use our website and use some of these tools that we have available, you simply click on the Register Now button right down here. And you click on that, fill out your information, and generally within one business day, our marketing department will have a unique user ID password for you. And today, if you just wanted to go online and have a temporary code to look at the website and kind of browse through this information, very simply, you can type in lowercase letters where it asks for email, the word annuity under email, and the password in lowercase letters would be solutions right there. That'll get you into our website and you get to see whatever you need to see and play around with the different tools we have at URL. Once you're in the website, you'll go under the department heading, then down to life markets, and you can click on online applications. You can also just go under departments, click on life markets, and all of our life market tools will be there. So I am going to flip my screen and go live on this. So once you click on online apps, you're going to click on the first online application option, which is Applicant. And you're going to click there. Once you've clicked on Applicant, you do have to create a unique username and password for the Applicant Easy Life solution. You simply register for it, and within a minute, 30 seconds, you have your username and password for the system. So let me go live and exit out of the PowerPoint here. And I might need a show of hands from you out there in the audience. If you can see, if you're viewing our website currently, or if it's showing my PowerPoint currently. All right. So I know everyone's on mute. All right, let's see. PowerPoint. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. Let's slide this over. Now I believe you guys should be seeing our website. Please give me a yes or no there. As I go through this, we will click on Applicant, online applications. I'm going to type in my username and password. It actually auto-fills it for me since I've already completed it. I'm going to put in a client information here. And rate class, I'm going to choose preferred. Now you can leave that blank and it'll give you all the rate classes, but I'm going to say my client here is preferred. They want a 30-year. You can do return of premium term, traditional term, universal life, traditional whole life. I'm just going to do a regular 30-year term here at $500,000. Now, quick hint, when it asks for carrier, I keep this blank, and product name I keep blank. That way I'm going to get all of the companies out there. I'm going to choose monthly and quote. So it's going to start calculating and give me the quotes. Once that's done there, we'll bring up all the quotes and we'll see here we are, okay. So for this instance, we have a $500,000 and 30-year term on a client who is currently age 40, will be 41 in September. So I'm looking at the rates, and as you can see, we're going to see the annual rate and the monthly rate, because I chose monthly. I can choose different modes if I need to. And now we have all the top rates here for the carriers at preferred, standard, plus, and down. So as I can see here, Cincinnati is our top preferred carrier. Now, if you go back to one of those stats that I provided, that clients like the convenience of non-medical. Now, going through these companies, now Cincinnati will require blood urine paramed, as will Banner, Pacific Life, Protective, Omaha, Protective again here on their other product, North American Company, and North American Company. SBLI at $500,000 or less is the only company on this list that will not require blood urine and paramed. They will never order it for $500,000 or less for a client age 60 or less. They'll underwrite based on the Part 2 medical that the company does with your client, the script check, MIB check, and background check. Now, other companies have kind of a quick underwriting process. So if your client's preferred and their background checks come back okay, they may not order a paramed exam. Now, that's a company like North American, Protective, Pacific, and Banner. So your client may or may not on these, but let's say the client's pretty comfortable, with that $75 a month premium. And, it's not that much different than the top rates, but they don't want the hassle of the medical exam, and they want to choose that company. You'd simply click ticket for SBLI or whatever company they choose to take the application. So then it's pretty simple. You put your client information in. And their address, and the best number they can be reached at, or if you have multiple numbers, that's okay too. Their email, if they have one on file, or if they have one, excuse me, you want to put their email in. The best time they can be reached, because the insurance company will be giving them a call to get all the medical questions answered. And we're going to call on the cell. We have a driver's license number and the state, we put that in. And this is Pennsylvania sale. So So we'll put Pennsylvania in there, save and continue. It already uploads the $500,000 term that we quoted. Obviously, if we need to make any changes, we can make any changes. We can add any riders that the company offers there. And we want to do this, let's say the client wants to pay annually. You can put monthly, any mode you want. Yes or no on conditional coverage. Couple background questions here. If the client is going to sell the policy to a third party, yes or no. And again, it's dummy proof. So if you forget something, it's going to tell you what you forgot. No existing life insurance for this particular client. Yes, we've done our anti-money laundering training through, put in my SBLI writing number. If you're new, you can put in 4 zeros or put in not contracted. Some companies, it depends. Some companies, here's a quick hint, will ask for your BGA URL's writing number. If you don't have that, you can just put in a couple of zeros. It will link you to URL since you're in our website and doing it through us. You can also split with another agent. Oh, and the SBLI code must be 5 digits. So I missed a digit. You can add some supporting documents. If you're adding an illustration or anything to that, you can attach it. I am the agent filling out the e-ticket. And right here, if I click submit, I submit the application and I'm done. That is as simple as it gets to submit an online application through Applicant. So again, quoting and doing an application in about 5 minutes. All right, so again, here, this is just the slides that we're going to be presenting to you. Each company has a couple different questions that you're going to put in, depending if you're SBLI, protective, but it's all pretty much the same, pretty simple. The next thing we have available is our consumer and lead generating website at URL. So this is a forward-facing website that you can have out there branded to you for your clients to see and come to run quotes. And every time your client runs a quote on your website, you get an immediate lead. So if Steve Clemens is there running that $500,000 quote on your website, as soon as I do that and click submit, that lead goes directly to you via email. So you can reach out to that client and give them a call. So the consumer life insurance website is $20 a month. Through URL, you're getting a 33% discount on that service by being licensed with URL. It does, again, provide you your own branded term life insurance website. And again, when you have over half of consumers going to a website, your website, this is a great tool to have to show that you have a professional website out there in the industry. It can generate life leads. Obviously, when your clients go on and run quotes, you're generating leads through the consumer quoting tool. They also have a needs analysis piece there if they wanted to see how much coverage they needed. There's videos on life insurance provided on there. Embedded quote engine. You can embed a quote engine if you have your own website onto it. So you not only have this nice microsite, but if you have your own website now, you can add this quote engine into your own website. You choose your design and your color that kind of meets your brand, and it can be set up and live within minutes. You can also add this to Facebook and put it in your Facebook feeds to help generate leads. So this is what when we put it out there for URL, this is what it looks like. You can certainly see that we have our logo here, which would be replaced by your logo, your picture, your company name or your name, and your phone number. So that would all be right there. So let me kind of give you a quick peek of that here. So on our website for the consumer quoting tool, again, this is what it looks like. And they have different links here for a life insurance calculator, the process, more information they can get. There's some, like I said, videos here that share real life stories of people where life insurance has impacted their life. And it just kind of goes through how easy the process is for a client. So if they wanted to run their own quote, they would simply put in the amount of insurance, their age, their name, phone number, email address, and what they want to see, and click Get a Quote. And right here again, your consumer is going to see the top premiums for each particular carrier. Now, if you don't want your client to see Prudential because you're not licensed with Prudential, or you don't want to represent Prudential, or any company for that matter, you can omit that company from the list. You can show just one company. If all you wanted to show was Cincinnati Life, or just Legal in General, or Protective, you can do that. You pick and choose the carriers you want on your quote engine. So they can review all these rates. It has all the information they need. They can make a quick change and say, you know what, $56 a month, heck, I want to see what more coverage costs. What does $1 million cost? Quickly change to $1 million. If they want to request an application, they can click Request an Application. What that's going to do is take them to a form. It's going to give them all the underwriting guidelines so they know if they're preferred or standard, height and weight charts, everything. Click Yes, I reviewed that. Once they do that, they fill out their information here and click Submit. Once they fill out that information, you're going to get an email that said your client quoted, your client has now requested an application. You can take that information into Applicant, input it in there, and send it off to the insurance company. If there's any unanswered questions, you can certainly reach out to your client and say, thank you for your request for a life insurance application. Before I submit this, I have 1 additional or 2 additional questions for you, and there it is. So very simple process, and very nice addition. If you do not have a current website, you can certainly add that to what you have. A couple things at URL. We have a quick start bonus for our term and UL business. So anyone new in the term and UL marketplace, we have a $25 per case bonus, starting at $25 per case, going up to $100 and $250 per case on term and universal life business. So anyone new to URL, writing term, UL, you would have this new quick start new bonus for the first 90 days with URL. We also have a summer bonus for our term and UL business. 3 cases is a $100 bonus, 5 cases is a $250 bonus, 7 cases $500, and 10 cases is $1,000. That runs through the end of August for our term and universal life business. Gemini agents at URL, we have additional quarterly bonuses available there, and that's something that if you're interested in learning more about Gemini partnership, call me and call our life markets department, and we can give you more information on our Gemini program. Upcoming training that we have available for you. Coming up on August 6th is our first Monday final expense webinar with our final expense manager, Matt Alina. Matt will be going over news and information in the final expense marketplace. On August 10th, we'll have our first Friday with North American Company. Steve Zimmerman, who's our regional VP at North American, will be sharing some things going on there. And then September 5th, we have our Medicare Connections meeting at the Hershey Lodge and Convention Center. For those in the Medicare markets, it's a all-day workshop, breakout sessions that you're not going to want to miss. And then September 7th, we'll have our first Friday with Protective Life, and also going over Life Insurance Awareness Month information on September 7th. And Chris Salomon from Protective Life, our Regional Vice President, will be joining us on the call. If you have any questions on marketing and tech support with what we went over today, Joey Fry is our sales support specialist here at URL that will assist you with that. His extension is 157, and his email is joeyf@urlinsgroup.com. He can help you with term quotes, UL quotes, index UL quotes, whole life, disability income, long-term care, as well as the tech support with our quick and easy app systems. Case management, when you submit business, your case manager will be Rosemary Evans or Rachel Patton, depending on what your last name starts with. The beginning of the alphabet is handled by Rosemary, and the end of the alphabet is handled by Rachel. Both have over 10 years experience in life insurance case management, so we're very proud of our case managers. Rachel's been here now 10, 11 years, and Rosemary will be celebrating her 19th year at URL in September. If you have any questions, now's a great time for the questions. I will remind everybody that we have those handouts with the step-by-step guide, the 2018 Insurance Barometer study. It's a great study to download, get that information. I'll keep this webinar open for the next couple minutes if you need to make any of those downloads. And with that, I thank everyone for joining me today. I did go 1 minute over. I do apologize for that. It's 10:31. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then I will handle any questions if anybody has any. All right? Thanks again for joining me, and if I don't hear from anybody, have a great weekend, and we'll be in the office every day next week. Thanks again.